For the second food presentation, I focused on chicken patia, which I got from Sitar on Kingston Pike, and the main ingredient I'm focusing on is scallions or green onions. So, some basic history of scallions is that they are the same as green onions, and there are thousands of different varieties and kinds of the food. They're native to Asia, and they've been cultivated for over 2,000 years, it's believed. And the first written record of scallions was in an ancient Chinese herbal text. So, given that it was cultivated in Asia mainly, it's obvious that it's going to have a big effect on Chinese and Japanese cuisine. And I work in a Japanese restaurant, and I can say that we put green onions on at least half of our menu items. And that includes ramen, tofu dishes, stir fry, curries, and a load of appetizers. It's also popular in Mexican cuisine, and it's called cebollitas. And it's used in rice, beans, and fish. So the nutrient composition of a 15-gram serving of a raw green onion would have 4.8 calories, 0 grams of fat, 1.1 grams of carbohydrates, 0.3 grams of protein, 0.4 grams of fiber, 2.4 milligrams of sodium, and 0.4 grams of sugar. And we can see from this that there's not a whole lot of nutritional value necessarily from these standards, and that a lot of times it is added for the flavor, even though it was anciently used as a medicine. So scallions support bone health, and that is one of the reasons that they are linked to a decreased risk of osteoporosis. And then they're also part of the allium family, and all the foods in this family have been linked to a decreased risk of cancer, although it is not confirmed. Then there's also ongoing research into obesity reduction because of the nutrients that are in onions, and most importantly, it doesn't cause any diseases, so there's nothing that anyone needs to worry about when eating scallions. So to determine if scallions are fresh, it should be a bright green color with tubular leaves, and it should have a firm white root and stem, and it shouldn't be slimy or floppy. So basically, when you're holding the plant, if it sticks up straight, that would be a good sign that it is fresh, whereas if you're holding it and it just falls down to one side, it'd probably not be a fresh plant, and you could tell by touch whether or not it's slimy. So for seasonality, it is in season from early spring to late summer, but it is available year-round and all over the world except Antarctica. Since there's so many varieties of the green onion and how popular it is, it makes sense that it would be available everywhere. And it's also extremely sustainable. It doesn't do any damage or any important damage to the soil, air, or water. And there are even some kinds of green onion that can be trimmed and then grow back leaves within 2 weeks. So I had scallions as one ingredient in the chicken patia I got from Sitar, and there's no recipe from Sitar on how to make this dish. However, from what I saw, it consisted of curry, basmati rice, chicken, and sweet and sour mangoes. And I would assume that they cooked the chicken in with the curry and the rice separately, and the mangoes with the chicken as well, which added a great flavor. So the dish was exceptional. It was the best Indian food I have ever had. It was savory but sweet since it was cooked with the mangoes, and it was moderately spicy. I ordered the medium spice level, but they did have mild, which was one step below, and they had hot, which was one step above. I think if I would go back, I would like to try the hot just to test the waters and see how it is, because I thought the medium was a good balance, so I'd be interested to see how that tastes. The fluffy rice went really well with the curry. I'm not exactly sure how you were supposed to eat it, but I just dumped the curry and the chicken on top of the rice mixing it together, and the rice soaked up some of the curry sauce, but not all of it, which was perfect. And altogether, it tasted really, really good. So here's a picture of the dish that I had. The green onions, you can't really see. I believe they were cooked in with the curry, but you could definitely taste them. And yeah, you can just look at it and tell how delicious it was. So my social perspective may be different than many people that have grown up in the South because my mom's side of the family is from Taiwan. So I've been eating scallions and green onions consistently since I was a kid. It's a staple ingredient to many of the dishes that I ate. But I cannot say the same for chicken patia. I did not eat much curry growing up, and I still don't. Mainly, I ate either Asian cuisine from my grandparents or typical Southern food, which is common and popular around here. So, this made me consider what other people may think of our foods when they have access to it, like fried chicken. Whereas they may think that is a delicacy, I think the same of curry. And here are my references, and thank you so much.